What's going on, guys? Singing in the band Broadside, and my name is Oliver.
Smashed it. Just repeated what I've said. So it's been a little while since you've released an album, and you've got an album coming out in less than a month now, which I'm really excited about. You've already released a couple of singles. How have they gone down so far?
I believe they've gone down well. We feel pretty good about them considering it's a album. So the idea that we can still be creating and making new things out of our own brain at this point, we're just happy about. So the fact that people are also still wanting to consume those equally as flattering. But I think this is going over well, and this part of the process is always a little bit of a nightmare, but less than a month away, like you said. So nightmare in the sense of just starting to get nerves. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
The normal nerve stuff.
Oh yeah,
But
the
yeah,
anticipation.
I think yeah, exactly. I feel though that it's going smooth and people are happy, the overlords are happy, numbers well, and mentally the band is in a good place. So I feel like we're just progressing forward.
Perfect. I love that. I would say your sound has like developed a bit since your previous release. How would you describe your writing process for this album, and is it different to how you've written previously?
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly the thing I think with just the one thing that we have in our pocket right now is time. We've had the ability to be making music for a long time, had the luxury of that. And I think now, as I'm 37 years old, I grew up telling the whole world my favorite bands are blank, 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 blank. And I'm at that age now where I now assume my favorite bands in a different light. I hear it as a musician as opposed to a fan. So much has changed for me personally. So now when I approach making music, and I say that in jest because obviously I'm still a fan. I mean more so I listen to it and I go, "Oh, whoa, that's I'm hearing things in a different way just because I've turned quite the nerd with just beeps and boops essentially, I guess."
Mhm.
But um so in this process it just felt like there was a true intention there. Like I said, 5 albums in, and then just having the ability to kind of understand where we want to take the sound and bring the fans and the people that are still consuming our music with us. And I think just the general concept and idea was make bigger songs, try to get bigger rooms. Um, and it was kind of a gamble because sometimes people can take, if it's done poorly, I guess sometimes people can as like a Halloween costume, like what are they trying to do? But I feel like it's pretty organic. There's nothing too out of the ordinary on this record. And truly, we've always kind of been hinting at sort of like bigger production sounding songs throughout the records. And this is the first time we've had the courage to do it big, because the reality is I don't want to waste anybody's time and I don't want to waste our time. Um, there, you know what I mean? So to be this part of the process, be less than a month away, and to, like you said, have an album of new sounding songs out, but that have intention and heart.
Mm.
It's a good ultimate landing place, I feel like.
I love that. I'm really excited to have it out. I have already listened to it, and I'm a fan.
Oh, perfect. Okay, good, good, good.
It's like your music, it's definitely got like it's a bop to it, and there's a groove, which I really love, and I think it really
Hmm.
translates well to live as well. You are going on tour soon. Have you thought about how this will translate live?
100%. So the majority of these songs are that every song was treated like a single in the sense of we want it to be consumed on its own, and we just took so long to write the damn thing. And then ultimately, because we've been touring for so long, this is really where I feel the songs are going to shine is that they feel like live songs. There's only one or two sort of slow arty songs that build crescendo that go somewhere else. The idea with each one of these songs being written like a single is to kind of take each element and each part of the song and have it be exciting to the listener, the consumer. And so whether it's like a little noise or a vocal thing or like a heaviness after a catchy poppy chorus,
Mm.
the idea is to continue the progress of becoming an earworm, honestly, but mainly to really impress the people that have known our band for a long time and like, okay, look at them trying to be a real band and not like a pop punk, just like some pop punk, like, oh, we don't need anything. which is I think for a while drove, ego drives most bands, especially in the beginning. I feel like for whatever reason, we were scared to take a lot of choices, and with this one, we just got old and we're like, who cares? As long as we go off live, you know what I mean? Let's have a little fun. And yeah, like you said, what the intention is to get people moving. You know, I'm a bad bastard, that's for sure, but the goal is to get people like dancing, and then the people that want to consume lyricism, they go, "Oh shit, this guy's a little depressed," you know, but the ultimate goal is to always promote self-preservation, perseverance as a human trait, but ultimately, yeah, we're trying to get people to shake ass for sure in a sadish, cool way.
Yeah. There's a few things in that I wanted to touch on. First,
Mm,
how do you write about like personal things? Like, is music the outlet for that?
mm. So I there's two. So I write poetry and short stories on the side. And you know, it's funny, a while ago when I first started pursuing music or working for myself like 5 years ago in general, I was really like a lot of people told me to just dive into the natural elements there, you know, childhood trauma, these sorts of things. But I always wanted to represent situations and people as faceless almost and let me be the storyteller because I found value in keeping things somewhat vague but yet intentional to protect the value of whoever it's about, even if you don't aren't even if it's not something terrible.
Mm,
And so my outlet became quickly creating stories, personas, and feelings for the true pains in life, pretty early on. And so I think naturally that started adapting when we started taking music uh, seriously. Because at first I just wanted to be like, oh, here's the reasons why feel as if my life was taken from me at 12 or whatever, right? But you got to kind of art it up, make it cool, translate it. And I found that instead of doing that in my music early on, I would put it into short stories or characters. So my main outlet for getting, other than doing crazy voices all the time, it would be kind of and freestyling at my dog. It would be getting it would be getting these down into these sort of character stories, poems, and then specifically with this record, this is the first record I haven't really written about me. It's
hmm
just the concept of human struggle, and then also the concept of other moments, and it's more based on in time and the listener is the adventurer in this one as opposed to the ego driving the this me, which is just also I say ego lightly there because it's only natural to write from the place that you know.
mm,
But I felt like for this, the way that it panned out, the way that it ended up looking, marketing, everything, I just felt that it deserved a bigger picture. So actually, this is our first album that touches on subjects and the concept of being a human being, but truly there is no like direct. I
mm.
kind of rambled on that one. Sorry. Just tell me
You
to
can
shut up. You
ramble,
can just
it's
tell me to
fine.
shut up.
No, but it kind of leaves it open to interpretation. So like when people listen
Mm,
to it, they can take it in their own avenue, which I think
yeah,
is perfect.
yeah, that is the goal there for sure.
The other thing I wanted to touch on from your previous answer was that you kind of wrote them as singles. Obviously, the music industry has developed into where it's just single releases and you're focusing on a single for like a month. Is that kind of the idea of why you went down that route?
Hmm. Yeah, most certainly. It's especially now with our excuse me, with our third label we're signed to.
hmm
It's kind of like, all right, we've been around here. We know different sorts of marketing and brand strategy and all that. And I think just in all that time, the reality of the situation is it's just how the industry is.
mm
Obviously, you got to keep people constantly engaged, but yeah, I think the idea was to kind of we understood that that was the process going in, so that kind of gave us a window to create with that intention. And
mhm.
also, we wrote an entire album and then ended up scrapping it.
Oh, really?
So there's yeah, so there's that element too. There's like we spent like a year and a half writing this album. You
Mm-hmm.
know, our first single we put on out over a year ago at this point,
hmm
and yeah, Thriller just really let us curate that experience in there. So with the knowledge of, okay, hey, this is how it's going. We're going to do single drops.
Hmm.
Like, oh, okay, what about beginning to end? But I think two parts. So one, it allowed us to go, okay, no matter what, we're not going to have a bad single. And then two, the albums that aren't yet put out, which people are like, which ones are actually left? I feel as if they'll stand on their own 2 feet. You know, when
Mm.
people get there are, I feel like there's two of my favorite songs out yet.
Okay.
so so you know, I do feel as if that is the intention behind that as well. So even though they were kind of warned about that, and that's just how the process is,
Mm.
worked out in our favor. Going and writing and spending so much time writing this record in general, it ended up
Mm.
working out to the point where we ended up with 12 really good singles that turned into an biased opinion, obviously.
No, you can have that opinion. And when it comes to visuals, because you've already got some
Mm.
music videos out, and they are kind of like intellect, is that kind of how you write? Like you have like an idea of visuals in mind when you're writing?
Yeah, yeah, we're a very visual band.
Mm.
Uh, Dom, the guitar player, he's in merch and he does graphic design, so his
Mm.
brain is always down physical designs,
Yeah.
and whereas I'm writing side and kind of thinking side, I'm always breaking things down from the like trying to one laugh or trying to fill the empty space in a room side. So with that, we really just put our minds together. Um, we're not really like we don't have an it factor as a band. We're
Mm.
just trying to be like a really good band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're like, let's let the album be, conceptual and
Mm.
easy to digest and tell the story and feel good in your hands. Like this was the last Broadside record ever. We would want to hold it in our hands and say this is the first Broadside record, because every other's before this just kind of felt like putting together songs. What kind of would Broadside make? How do we impress this on this fest? And it's just kind of like this record is truly just a testament of even the sentiment of like the visual of it. It's just a testament of being in front of who's consuming you and just kind of them right in the eye and saying, "This is everything I've got, what you got," and that genuinely feels like that. Um, sorry, I kind of went off the question there, but what was the question exactly?
I was like, what did I ask? Hold on. Oh, visuals, music videos. You started off with that. Yes.
Visuals, that's right. Yes. So visually speaking, that sub
Yes.
just came because we were like, all right, let's try to have like a we can kind of brand it in black and
Mm.
white classic, but in a major way. I have been into, but I got really, really into the Twilight Zone when we were recording this album.
Mm.
And so in the studio, I would just watch like 5 to 6 episodes a day. And I really, really just love the getting into the short story element. I love that you get, first 30 seconds of every episode set up for what you're about to experience.
Mm.
Then you get to consume it. And then you're like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like, what just in there? And I think that's the beauty of it is like he told you watched it. And then at the very end, there's like, here's what you just watched, and still people are like, "What the fuck is the Twilight Zone about?" It's literally telling you what it's about. So we
Mm.
really like the concept of narrator and how we'd all love to leave no matter what you do with your time, how you spend it or who you spend it on. We all want to believe that we have you in this earth and that we're being driven by. So just the general concept of the nerdiness of the black and white and
Mm.
arching godlike voice saying, "What if you up with 3 sets of eyes, but one of those eyes saw the good in people, and the other two saw the evil?" These just weird kind of nerdy elements. And so with that, and all the fusion in general, we are like, let's just make a badass kind of Twilighty Zone ish
Mhm.
record. Um, but none of us grow a good mustache except for the two quiet ones. So they're not doing most of the talking, but I got the
Yeah.
high voice and the no mustache. So
It's fine. It's fine. And is it like similar with the content creation? So when it comes to like Instagram Reels or like TikToks, you have like the
mhm,
15-second clips with the similar lines for the songs for marketing. Are you all like involved with what
mhm.
that's going to be as well?
For the most part, honestly, it's the most dreadful thing making a damn TikTok.
Yeah. I
But
can
it's
imagine.
fun. Yeah, it's fun. set it up with like a person, and then they're like, right, hey, I'm a professional. We're gonna do like music videos. I'm
Mm,
gonna set you up in the studio. And you're like, okay, cool. I can do some lip syncing. I've done that before. But yeah, when we try to do the content and try to figure out where we lay
mm,
land, like kind of falls away with having it factor thing, at least that we're willing to like kind of exploit. So it does kind of lean into this. Let's just try to have pretty good visuals and really focus on
mm,
looks, you know. So we haven't really figured out that world yet, but yeah, consistently we're trying to have some. You know what the trouble is, if I could be honest with you, is we're trying to put out like a moody black and white album with like kind of poppy songs. Um, I kind of just want to make joke and laugh, so it's kind of hard to be
mm.
like brooding, sad album, and at the same time, I'm like, what the hell are we doing? This is like a fun. Hell are we doing?
Yeah, yeah, I get
um,
that.
so it's a bit of a challenge sometimes, but yeah, we try to keep that concept at the forefront.
Mm,
Uh, with this record, it would be nice to have some cohesiveness with the marketing, just because, like you were saying earlier, it's hard to keep people's attention and just get people engaged. So if we can create some sort of lane,
mm.
we'll end up, in the same one together with us.
I think so. I mean, you keep popping up on my algorithm, so you're there.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, hey, job well done. Thank you. I needed that.
Perfect. And so yeah, like I said, you've got tours coming up soon, and then you're coming back to the UK
Mhm.
for Slam Dunk. I'm very excited. How do you kind of prep for tour, and do you have any must-haves that you've kind of learned over the years that you need to bring?
Hmm. Oh yeah. So things. Super excited to come back to the UK, and we've some headlining shows too. So we're doing just a lot going on. We're doing the Hands Like Houses tour. We're
Mm-hmm.
doing the Slam Dunk, and then we got like headlining shows. So I think they need to get dual citizenship at this point. I don't understand what's going
I
on.
agree.
No, I'm so in preparation as a singer. Just try um, to partake in a lot of adult activities when I'm home. So I kind of slowed those down getting closer to tour. Keep my health and stamina up, my lungs
Hmm.
mostly, if you can. And so I do running. I like to run because run very hard because it sucks. It's not fun. It's so hard to do.
Hmm.
You're just doing it, and the whole time you're like, okay, I can't think about anything negative because this is already hard to do. Um, so I prep lung stuff, but as far as like what I keep with me, I keep a lot of like steamer stuff, a lot of that
Hmm.
boring vocal stuff. But when I'm in the UK, and I say this with respect, I'm a Southern man. My spicy food, so I bring a couple of bottles of hot sauce with me there.
That's
You know what I
fair.
mean?
Yeah.
Um, but other than that, yeah, just try not to. If the show's good, try not to stay up too late having a good
Mhm.
talking about it.
Yeah, I can get that. And
That-
as someone who
That's my
doesn't like
main.
spicy
Yeah.
food, like it's not for me. So
You know what? And I totally get it. And I have to believe that people it's not for them over there because you want that American hot sauce, you're gonna pay premium. Which
exactly.
fair. Good.
Cool. So if no one's seen you before, what can they expect
Hmm.
from these shows coming up?
You can expect to have a good time. You can expect to get your money's worth. I can say that. It's
Mhm.
important for me, especially that people get their money's worth, at least what we can offer. You know what I mean? As far as you're paying for entertainment, you're paying for a performance. And I always say I don't really give a shit if they like our band. They will be like, it was a good time. This band tried to impress me, the consumer.
Mm.
I consumed them. I didn't like it, or I did, and I did. At this point, I've kind of narrowed it down. So my main goal is to just try to make people smile, make people happy, because the reality is it's all I can do. And I'm not up there to try to change anyone's life or you feel worse about it. I think where I land naturally in this life is making people smile, um, just give an ear, you know. So that's that's essentially what we offer. Is we offer a great live show. We offer an opportunity for you to hear some good, shake some ass, maybe find a band, but ultimately you're gonna smile. You're gonna have a good time. I say that it's gonna work all the time, that the stuff's gonna work all the time, because seemingly every time we go over to the UK, so I don't know what happens, but our power, it just falters. But I can
Don't
guarantee
blame
you might
us.
smile. Listen, I gotta blame someone.
No, that's really nice though, and like the fact they just want to make people smile. I love that.
Mm. Yeah, it is the best. It's the best feeling. I heard something that forget which celebrity it was, but they said best life because I've made people present themselves in their most positive light. And they could leave and be a terrible person, but they felt the need to be nice around me.
Mm,
And I was like, wow, that's a good point that, you know, I don't know. It gets it breaks down a lot more heady, with
mm,
stuff like that. But just the concept of if you could be someone that people feel like they need to be nicer around you or better or even funnier, that's such a better feeling than trying to make someone feel they need to be cooler, taller, sexier, or richer than
mm.
you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, because God knows I feel that way all the time. I swear, these children, they're growing like I don't know, they're out taller than me nowadays. I don't understand.
It's horrible, isn't it?
It's I don't know what's going on, man.
So, if no one has heard of you before, are there
Hmm.
three songs in your entire discography? It might just be from the new album that you would
Sure.
give them and be like, "This is Broadside."
Yeah, I would say. I would say. Yeah, I have a. Okay. Yeah. Shit. All right. Three songs. This is Broadside. Oh, we've got a song called "Dazed and Confused" right
Hmm.
now. Last record. It's just sexy. It's cool. It's got like a Jimmy World vibe. I'm really loving that one. Um, I think they know off our new record. It's the first single. It's just
Hmm.
I heard that song and I had to listen to it 3 times because I was like, "Is this my band?" Like I almost thought the producer had done some weird shit when we left the
What have you
studio.
done?
Yeah, I was like, "Who is this?" And then yeah, there's a song on the album called "Is This It?" And I really like that. That would be the one moody song on the album, and it just kind of explores the concept of is there more to life than wearing the skin? Is there more to life, than in the water and not being on past 8 and all the other weird human rules? And it's just a simple concept of is there more to life than simply being a script until you die
Mm,
without even needing to fill in those blanks. It just kind of asks that question. And I feel that a young me, even though it's not the coolest, sexiest song, I feel like a young me heard this, and I think he would have been really proud of the man adult version of me that is able to find the words to ask the questions that I was probably spiraling from at that point in life. So I think as a musician, selfishly, I'm going to say, is this it? But you're right. If it's someone else and they don't know the band, let's make it more fun. All right. Days of Confused. Let's keep that. I think they know. Let's keep that one. And
hmm.
then, oh my God. Dead Rose. That's the next single that's coming out. It's
Hmm.
big. It's kind of G, chanty, pop punk sounding. It's kind of like a death letter to our youth and just, yeah, chasing the never ending blight of trying to be a cool and famous band, and the reality is I just want to be a liked band. I want to be loved, and I want to feel as if I tried. And I feel those songs represent that the band has tried in 13 years. And then that came off rude. You know what? Just listen to Days of Confused. It's sexy. It's cool. I genuinely feel like any of the new singles, any of the new songs on the new record really do represent the band the most because they say things without having to say them. And I feel like that's probably the type of conversation. I feel like that's what makes this record so interesting is that I listen to it and I'm like, what am I talking about?
Mm.
It's
You just
because
listen
it can
back, you're like, what
go,
am I saying?
yeah, yeah. Who is this? uh, but yeah, I genuinely feel like this. We keep getting lucky with this. People still like consuming the new music, and so I feel like probably the best thing to represent us right now is probably the stuff we're putting out right now.
Perfect.